It's a little loud out here, as it always is, but it's the end of summer. It's almost September, and you guys know this, but September 9th is our 30th anniversary. I'm saving a party for later. We're going to do something bigger later. The September 9th just didn't work out for us this year. But I'm going to reminisce a bit with you. When I first opened up Willie's, I have to tell you, I felt like a kid going back to the fishing hole all the time. I worked till late at night. I slept 4 or 5 hours. I got up, I came back, and I did guitars. And here we are 30 years later, and most of you have kind of heard of us. You know what I mean? This is a cool guitar, and you'll see Keith Richards out with the Stones playing this exact model, year, color, black logo, single string tree, 1968 Telecaster in green. And by the way, the Rolling Stones are phenomenal right now. That tour is so entertaining. So something to go see while you can. I'm speaking to you in Miami. But you can see these have a lacquer finish, how it's worn away. This is actually a maple fingerboard. It goes on. There's a lack of a skunk stripe on the back. You don't have to put a truss rod back here and then fill it with a walnut strip. You put the truss rod in and then put a maple fingerboard on top. So you can immediately tell maple fingerboard, because how else did you get the truss rod in there, right? So this is a lacquer finish, and here's my story. One of my first years in business, I'm in the Dallas show in the back of the room, like a lot of us poor boys are. And in the back of the room, in walks this guy with this guitar, and everybody asked him the same question. Is it blue underneath the pickguard? And he answered yes to everybody because he thought that's what they wanted to hear. Now, it's not blue underneath the pickguard. It's not a faded Lake Placid blue, a common color. Underneath the pickguard is the exact same color. It is a teal green, which is a very rare color. And those of you that know me know I collect green guitars. So big like schwang, you know, like, yeah, baby, I'll take it. Banking on him being a liar. And he was, and it was to his disadvantage. That's my story. And for the next couple of videos, I might share a couple of early stories. Do you know I started Willie's with only 13 guitars, about a dozen amps, and that was it. And like I said, I'm a poor boy. So, but I do have this for you. This is cool because it's a maple cap fingerboard. It's been refretted, which is good. I always say refretted, you're welcome, because you don't have to do it. Someone else did it. This guitar has got really good mojo. This has a second string tree added, which in this case isn't that big a deal, but it's an original color. And if you can see, there's kind of layers here. This is actually Tele yellow first, transparent yellow, but somebody wanted white. So you can see the original white, and if you take off this guard, you can see it's faded. This is an Olympic white, which is a custom color. Fairly common custom color, but it's Olympic white, and the factory painted over the original Tele yellow and added white over it, and now with sunlight and playing, the darn guitar is faded to a yellow. So it's just got this great history. It's got a great neck. It's got fresh frets. Every single note is true on up the fingerboard. It's got this wonderful lacquer on the back of the neck. There's a little bit of flame. There's finish checking. It's absolutely Fender original finish. You can see here the ferrules are flush. Later on, these ferrules stick out a bit. It also has a thing that 67 has a very sharp cut. Later on in 68, 69, they rounded out the cut. And I wonder if this has, yeah, see, this has non-flush ferrules. You see in the back of that, and you can see in that. My guitar, the ferrules stick up. On this guitar, the ferrules are buried. That happened in 68. This was all the way up through the 50s, 60s, and ended in 67. Oh, here's a nice bus noise for us. I'll try to speak over the bus noise. So, another last thing is when you pull forward all the guitars from the Broadcaster on down the line had a mud switch in the forward position to simulate a stand-up bass. It was in 67 that when you put this pickup, it's only that pickup. There's no more mud switch from the factory. And then both pickups, and then this pickup. That's what makes 67 one of the coolest years in Fender's Tele history, especially if you can find a maple cap board like this one. It's lacquer, it's cookie cutter sharp edge, it has sunken ferrules. Again, this is 100% factory original finish with a finish over a finish. It's really a great guitar. All right, I'm telling you, I hear you. Keep it down. $9.95. This is about 10 G's, okay? I know, but it's, you know. Here's another thing. My last thing. I probably would have sold this for $1,200 30 years ago. And 20 years ago, it probably would have been $4,500. And 10 years ago, it probably would have been $8,500. And now it's 10 G's. The train keeps going. It keeps going up in value. Whether you sell now or buy now, they keep going up in value. Okay? There we go.